All right, joining us now. She is, of course, hit over 300 last season for the Memphis Tigers and returns once again as one of the top hitters on the ball club. And excited to talk to Kennedy Semien joining us here at In the Circle on D1 Softball. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I want to ask you about your last year, your year individually first.
Mhm.
308 on the year. You were one of the top three hitters on the ball club. You're one of the top two hitters returning on the team. It seemed like you turned a corner personally last year. Is that accurate? How would you describe last year?
Yeah, absolutely. My game completely elevated from before Trina started to the end of last year. The coaching staff was very encouraging, and they took a lot of individual time out of their day and work to improve my game, improve my swing, and help my confidence as well. And I feel like the confidence from my work and from the individual time really started to translate onto the field, and I felt like a completely different player. So absolutely, yeah.
And as a team, you all improved as well. I mean, we documented the most wins for the program in over 6, 7 years. What was the transition like to Coach Prater and her staff there? It seemed to, you seemed to take a step there for the players bought in.
Yeah, I think that the coaching staff came in and had a lot to teach us. And I think something that could have went wrong was us being reluctant to change. But actually the girls came in very much with an open mind. They had a lot to teach us. They were very hard on us, especially in the beginning, even now. But the girls are always open to learning something new. And they were very receptive to all the teachings throughout the year. So I feel like that definitely improved not only our performance, but also our chemistry with our coaches. So that was a huge thing for us last year.
And you won a conference tournament game as well for the first time in a while for the program. I would imagine for the returners like yourself, are you even more excited this year to build on that and take the next step?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think last year was a great stepping stone, and it tells us that we can be that team. We can make it farther than maybe what we've done in the past. This is huge for us because for all of us, it's going to be something that we've never done before. That's what makes it tougher. We can't look back and say, okay, we've done this once before. But knowing that we've done something that we haven't done in years, it gives me confidence, and I'm sure it gives the girls confidence that we can do things that we've never imagined that we could do before.
Describe your teammates and this group this year, this fall, how it's gone.
I'd say that we have a very charismatic group. I feel like we have a lot of bubbly personalities. And it rubs off on some of the girls who might not like me. Like I wouldn't describe myself to have a bubbly personality, but I think some of the freshmen coming in and some of the other seniors that are coming in, juniors coming in that have transferred in, their more outgoing and endearing personalities have definitely rubbed off on me, and maybe some of the other new coming freshmen that don't know what things are about. Them showing up and having energy every day in the weight room and on the field, it just communicates to some of the other freshmen, or maybe even me sometimes, that this is what it's supposed to be about. So that's huge.
You mentioned Coach Prater and her staff made helped your game elevate.
Mhm.
Describe her style of coaching and what was it that really clicked right away when she came in.
I think it's her heightened energy. I think before I didn't really understand the amount of emotion or mental intention that goes into the sport, the level of swag and confidence. And I feel like that is something that she pushes all the time. Self-confidence, being intentional off the field so it can translate onto the field, knowing that you can, knowing that you should believe in yourself. I feel like those are huge aspects to her personality and to her coaching style that translates onto the field. She wants us to feel like we're on 10. She wants us to feel like we can do anything. And I feel like that definitely aids the team.
Let's talk about this team this year. You got some new faces on the team and, of course, some returners. Let's start with the returners. Talk about some of the returners that people need to keep and remember the names that they might make a big impact this year when people watch your team play.
Absolutely. So a big one would be Riley. Riley's going to be returning. She's a pitcher, and obviously she had an amazing performance during our last conference tournament game. She's definitely a voice of our team. She has the maturity, she has the experience, and the girls definitely look up to her on and off the field. So she's a huge piece for us in showing who Memphis softball is going to be this year. Neely as well. Neely's a very strong voice that we've had on the team. She's also had a great bat, and she's definitely shown leadership defensively as well. So she's huge for us too. And I think that them two together are definitely going to be able to guide the girls who have never been a part of Memphis softball before. And it's going to be huge for us going into the season.
What has stood out about the new faces on this team?
I think the personalities and the go get them about them. I think it's intimidating coming in as a freshman and knowing that maybe that Coach Prater has communicated to them, hey, we're trying to grow our program. We're trying to do things we've never done before. I think that's intimidating to hear as a freshman. And for them to be able to come in and say, I don't really care. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do what I know how to do. I think that's huge. And I feel like they might not even know how important that is and how much us seniors appreciate it because we're trying to leave it better than we found it. So knowing that we have like charismatic energy behind us as we're heading out the door is huge.
Who is the new face that when you saw them play on the field, first couple days in practice, you're like, whoa, that's this kid. This is going to be fun to play with her.
I think Paris Bernesi was a huge one because of her speed. And also, it would help her not only defensively, obviously, as an outfielder, but offensively getting on base, being able to put runners on so we can score. Every time that Paris gets on, I know, like, even if it's an off at bat, like, there's still a chance that she's going to be able to get on base because that speed creates chaos and defense doesn't know what to do about it. And she creates energy for us as well. Whenever she gets on base, whether it's a scrimmage or an actual fall game, she yells, she gets us hyped. So she's definitely like a very important piece, and it keeps me impressed every time that I watch her on the field.
How would you describe your own game for people that maybe haven't watched you play from an offensive standpoint and then from a defensive standpoint?
I think that I create a sense of consistency in the on the field. I try and keep my energy up at all times, whether that's cheering on the pitcher or talking consistently to those around me. I definitely want to be someone that people can depend on. And whether I'm having an off day or not, I think that me showing up mentally and me showing up emotionally is what's most important because maybe I have an off day, but my teammates got to keep us going. It's a team sport. So I definitely want to be someone that is consistent for my teammates. I want to be able to show up for them every single day.
Let's talk about your kind of growing up. What got you into playing softball?
Um, I wouldn't say that anything really sparked my interest growing up. I just wanted to play some type of sport, and they were like, okay, baseball. So I pick up a ball and a bat, and I've just been in love with it ever since. Um, I remember my parents would tell me how I'd ask them to go throw or to go play catch or whatever outside, and they were like, I just want the ball. I just want the ball. Like they tell me that all the time that I used to say, I just want the ball. Like as a kid, and they knew that it was going to be a sport that was going to carry me throughout my life. And I find joy. I find genuine joy and heart playing this sport. So yeah, I wouldn't say that there's any like deep meaning or deep, message within me playing softball. I genuinely enjoy stepping out on the field and hanging out with my team every day.
Did you ever have any favorite athletes growing up that you looked up to?
Um, I'd say I wouldn't even say softball. I think that there are some just well-rounded athletes like UConn basketball player Gabby Williams. She plays pro now. She is definitely a girl that I've looked up to forever. I love her energy on the field. She has her teammates back. I think that her personality is something that I'd like to implement in all aspects of my gameplay. So yeah, I wouldn't say any softball players, but there's definitely some athletic icons that I look up to, and I can apply their mentality to the things that I do.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad choice. I'll tell you that right there.
Yeah.
How'd you end up at Memphis?
Right. So I went to Louisiana Tech for 2 years and I realized I just wasn't happy there. And not just the stuff that was happening on the field, but off the field as well. I just wanted to have a different look to my university. And so I entered the portal. I didn't really have any high hopes on if I was even going to get picked up or not. But then I heard that Memphis was a growing program and I was like, okay, I'll reach out to the coach. So I somehow got Steph's contact information and she was like, oh yeah, I'll take you in. So yeah, that's basically it. I played under her for a year and then now I'm with Coach Pete.
Any advice you would give players that would enter the portal down the road? Like, what was the experience like? Positive? Was it mostly positive? Was it what was it you thought it would be? What how would you describe it, and what advice would you give?
I think having trust in yourself is a huge piece because being in the portal can be very scary. I was at peace with not playing softball anymore whenever I entered the portal. I didn't have any stats. So that's definitely like a scary experience for someone that's played softball all of my life and really wanted to continue playing. But I had to come to peace with the fact that I might not be able to pick up my bat at any time. So I think trusting that whatever will happen is what's meant to happen is the biggest thing.
Did you have to find your joy in softball again?
Yes, I do think that after being at Louisiana Tech, because I didn't have any playing time, I think me and not knowing what I was gonna do, with myself outside of academics was that was a huge piece of finding myself again. And I think that whenever Coach Prater came in, I definitely found my love and my passion for the sport again. I started enjoying it. I started smiling on the field. It doesn't have to be all seriousness 24/7. You can have that swag, you can have that enjoyment, you can have silliness in between. I feel like that was a huge piece of my softball journey.
Do you have a favorite moment? Like, was there a moment last year, a turning point, a team that it was like, "Ooh, that was a fun weekend or a fun game"?
Okay, so I think besides the conference tournament, which is an obvious answer, I do think our game against Central Arkansas was one of the games where I feel like we came together as a team. The pitcher was dealing, we had base hits all around. It wasn't like there was one super top performer. I do think Zoe Adebayo had a great game, but so did everyone else, and that was super heartwarming to see.
Yeah, Zoe had a big power bat. She's moved on, obviously graduated, all that. Who's the big power bat right now on the roster? If we had to do a home run derby, who would you pick?
Probably Faith Brown. Faith Brown has had a big bat during scrimmages and during practices. So I'm definitely excited to see how she continues to develop before we start our season off.
What's your goals outside of softball?
Outside of softball, so I'm currently working for the university. I'm working for athletics. And so outside of softball, I enjoy contributing to the university. So I hope that's something that I can continue doing whenever softball's over for me.
What's your role in the university?
So I'm a student worker and I work for development. So that's ticketing and fundraising for football and basketball.
Is that something you want to keep doing once you're done?
I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like for me exactly. Like maybe I have a different role. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But I do know that I enjoy giving back to the community and giving back to the university.
As we talk, what's it like going to a Memphis basketball game with Penny Hardaway, the legend, as head coach? Football's having a great season as we record this. What's that been like being a Memphis student athlete supporting the other sports?
I think being involved in the other sports reminds me of how special the university is. Of course, it's a blessing to be a part of the softball team, but looking at it at a bigger perspective, the university as a Memphis as a whole is a complete gem to me. I think that the students are in love with the university. I think the community is also in love with the university. So it makes me happy and it makes me proud to wear Memphis across my chest.
Sounds like you want to be in Memphis for a while.
Yeah, I do love the city.
All right. Well, let me put you on the spot here. If I'm coming to visit Memphis, where do you recommend I go to eat?
Oh man, that is such a good question. Most people suggest Central Barbecue, but I think I'd suggest Rendezvous
There you
because
go.
you always have to suggest some type of barbecue place or some type of like
Yeah.
meat-based place to come to Memphis. They always talk about Memphis barbecue. So I'd say Rendezvous for the vibes. And also it gives like a more downtown feel. So you get to explore Memphis a little bit more going there. So yeah, that would be my choice.
Yeah, the one I went to Memphis in 2013. That's where they took me, was the Rendezvous.
Yes, yes.
Interestingly, Coach Prater mentioned Central, so it's kind of funny you bring that up because that was her choice. That was her suggestion when I
Yeah.
asked her the same question. There, have you gone to a Memphis Grizzlies game?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Whoa! Oh yeah, I feel like that has to be like off the
Because they don't
list
have
at
the
some point.
student tickets. They didn't give me a student ticket. There's no student tickets for Grizzlies games.
Really? Oh
No, I
wow,
think you only get the free student ticket for the men's games, like the men's basketball games. Yeah.
interesting. Have you met Penny Hardaway?
Oh yeah, yeah, a couple of times, especially because I work with athletics. I usually see
I
him
figured.
sometimes in the office. Yeah.
What was that like?
He's a super cool guy. He's actually like super chill. Might I say a little soft spoken. Yeah, he's like not really like Coach Prater type, the on 10, the swag and the confidence. He's more like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day going? Like he's more like softer than I expected him to be.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you knew about his background of being, arguably the greatest Memphis basketball? You knew that right away?
Well, whenever I first came to the university, everyone from back home knew who he was. Like my parents, my aunts, my uncles, they were like, oh, Penny Hardaway, Penny Hardaway. So I didn't know who he was whenever I first found out about the University of Memphis or started doing my research. But as I spent time here, I was like, oh, okay, that's who that is. So,
How many times have you been asked, hey, can you get me Penny Hardaway's autograph by any chance? How many times have you been asked about that?
probably a handful of times and all by my father.
Oh, yeah, I figured that. Makes sense.
He's like, can you get me a video of him saying hello to me? And can you get like a video autograph? So I've gotten him one or two already from him, and I've sent those to him, and he's happy. He's smiling, grinning ear to
I
ear.
bet he is. I bet he
Yeah.
is. All right. How aware were you about Coach Prater and her legendary playing career herself, being a All SEC performer, All American at LSU? Did you know that when you meet her? Did you have to research that? Have you asked her about her playing career?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I researched her. I researched her playing career. I researched her previous programs. I would watch film on her old programs to see like how did they respond, how did they like playing under her. And yeah, I think knowing how the girls were that she used to coach and then also knowing her gameplay gave me hope for the future of the program. This is before obviously she came in. Um, Knowing that those girls had confidence stepping on and stepping off the field, knowing that every time she steps onto the plate, she knows who she is. She's that kind of player. She's that girl every single time. And I feel like knowing that about my coach gives me confidence in the program, gives me confidence in myself too. So
Do you have a
that's
favorite Coach Prater story you're allowed to tell? I love that facial reaction. I
okay.
definitely know you got a few.
So we were playing. Oh, she might be upset with me for sharing this one. So we were playing a scrimmage and we didn't have enough players for the outfield. We had one extra spot in the outfield. So she came and she played for like one or two innings. The ball was hit to her and she almost caught it, but she didn't. And she fell.
No. Oh.
She's fine, but it was absolutely hilarious. We threw the ball in and everybody was laughing, and then we have film as well. So like we have a video of her like falling in the outfield, and she's like, there you go, you got your funny clip of me for the year. I know describing it to me, it doesn't sound that funny, but I trust me, you'd have
No,
to see it. It was definitely more of like a it's oddly like a team bonding moment. Like
of
now we all
course.
know, oh, that one time like Coach Prater played with us and then she was like she fell around in the outfield. So yeah, that's definitely one of like my funnier moments of
Oh yeah.
her.
Yeah, I need a copy of that video. I need to see that. I've seen her for a long time. Do I need to contact Coach Brewer for this? Would Brewer have this? Who would have this?
She probably would. I don't know if she handed over to you, but she would definitely have that video.
But it's also a great story about the example you're talking about, how Coach Prater, it's fun to play for her and to bring the most out of her, right? Because
hmm
she's not afraid to put herself out there and look at, laugh at yourself. Hey, that's okay, right? That's a big
Yeah.
part of the bonding, that why we all as players like her.
Absolutely.
That's funny. Oh, I gotta get this footage now. I gotta figure this out. I'll wait till this comes out, then I'll ask her, because she'll probably listen to the episode, and then I'll make sure it's like, all right, where's the video footage? I need to know on that. Was it a well struck ball? She's probably gonna tell me it was a well struck ball, and it
No,
was
no. Okay, yeah. She wouldn't
okay.
be lying to you. It was a good hit. It was a good
Okay,
hit. It was a tough play. She
this
really
wasn't
did
like a
try.
simple pop up that she just
Oh,
stumbled
no, no,
into.
no. She caught
Okay,
those. She caught
okay,
them.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I've spent many practices seeing her in practice, so that's why. Trust me, I go way back with her, so I totally
yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
She still makes her plays. Don't get me wrong. She still makes her
Is
plays.
she still
Yeah.
swinging the bat?
She does sometimes, yeah.
Oh, how's that? What's it like when she swings the bat?
Sometimes they go over.
I
They
figured.
hit the fence.
I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah. She picks up the bat and she goes 100 every single time.
I mentioned Brewer. That's Cassidy Brewer, for those that don't know. Former player, played at UCF, and of course is on the staff. What's it been like having a former player like her around?
Yeah, it's awesome to get her perspective because she definitely has more of an aggressive personality. So having her as another like it girl on the coaching staff is huge for us, absolutely. And she's coaching the infield as well this year. And I think that her personality rubbing off on the infielders is huge and it gives me confidence in the outfield.
You better way. You make sure if she gives you a hard time, you just tell her, "Hey, Elo said don't lay off." All right, that's about. I'll give you that permission. Don't let her like pass you around.
I got you. I'll let her know.
I believe you're in all academic honors.
Mhm.
What does that mean to you?
Yeah, that's huge because Coach Prater, or one of the values on our team, actually is not that she doesn't just want to have good softball players. She doesn't just want to have great softball players. She wants to have a well-rounded athlete. She wants to have a well-rounded individual. So knowing how we're doing off the field is just as important in knowing that we're performing on the field.
What's the key to succeeding on the field, but also in the classroom at the same time, like you do?
I think just having the same standards, like in the same way that I keep composure and I have aggression, on the field is the same way that I need to apply myself off the field. Knowing that I need to stay engaged in the classroom, I need to reach out whenever I need help. And that my intention is that I want to ace every test. I don't ever go into a test thinking, oh, okay, I'm just going to pass. I'm just going to make a C. It's okay. I want my A every single time.
So that competitiveness that you get on the field, it also translates to the classroom, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Every time.
You're a redshirt senior. Do you take every moment? Do you take a moment and sink it in? Do you like, every step, could be the last time, trips, everything like that? Is that something that you're subconscious about, or do you not think about that?
I think about it every now and then. I try not to think about it too much because I feel like it'll make me too sentimental. But I do appreciate every moment. I do not take a moment for granted. I go out every day and I try to contribute to my team. I try not to make it about myself because it isn't about myself. As I said, I'm trying to leave the program better than I came in. It was whenever I came in. So I try not to think about every moment as this huge thing. I try and just be competitive in every moment and contribute to my teammates in the best way that I can.
The Americans, the top five league in the sport conference. What's it like playing in it?
It's definitely a competitive conference. I love our conference. I think that every team in our conference has upset opportunity, especially in the preseason. I like seeing them upset big teams because whenever we play them, I'm like, all right, when we beat them, we're gonna make a statement. Whenever they step on our field, we're gonna make a statement. If we can beat them, that means big things for us. So yeah, absolutely. It's definitely exciting with the teams that we have in our conference.
Do you have a favorite city you have seen in the conference that you've enjoyed, or is there a city you're looking forward to seeing that you haven't seen yet?
I think USF was my favorite trip, and I think my favorite field. I do think my favorite field is Wichita's field. Yeah, I think I like the turf. I don't know if any other team in our conference had a turf outfield. I think they were the only one. So just like the difference in the stadium, the difference in the field was interesting.
Ball flies out of Wichita too.
It does. Yeah, the air is definitely different out there for sure.
Definitely is. Couple last things. What's going to be a couple keys for this group for you to accomplish your goals and taking that next steps? What are a couple things you have to do?
I think finding ourselves is a huge piece. I think that the girls get along and we have great chemistry, but I'm excited to see how we really put it together before season starts. What kind of team are we going to be? Are we going to be the loud and rowdy ones? Are we going to be the ones that solve business? Like really figuring out what Memphis softball is this year is going to be a huge part of our gameplay.
I know at some point you're going to have your senior day and then you're going to be an alum. You're going to come back. You already said you love Memphis. When you come back as an alum, a few years from now, could be a year, could be 2 years, 3 years, and your name comes up, what do you want people to say about you?
I want them to remember me as a leader. I want to be someone that came in and made a difference. And Coach P can say, this girl really helped me take the program from step one to step two, to raise it to next level. She saw the vision and she helped me get there. I definitely want to be someone that contributed to Memphis's new vision, what Memphis softball is today and what it's going to continue to be.
That is Memphis Tigers standout Kennedy Semien joining us here on In the Circle on D1 Softball, powered by 643. Kennedy, it was good to meet you. It was great to talk to you. I enjoyed the pleasure to talk to you and get to know you. And I appreciate you taking the time from your academics and everything as we do this and get a chance to talk to us on In the Circle on D1 Softball. Good luck this year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.